To Cognitions, speaking the unspeakable with JP
and Stacy D.
I'm JP Craddock, and I'm here with the one and only Stacy D. Love. We are broadcasting here on KUAW Radio, which stands for knowledge, understanding,
and wisdom.
You can catch us here on KUAW. You can also catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, and TuneIn.
We're everywhere.
Coming up on the show, before I go into what I was about to go into, let's say what the question of the day is. The question of the day. D, do you know what the question of the day is today? Did you?
Are you trying to come for me?
Did you read it, D?
Don't make me have
do
to
you
leave
know,
again.
Mr. Walker?
I had to leave last week. Don't make me leave again.
You did.
We're talking about your money is your money.
You did try to walk off that. Okay, question of the day. This is juicy, D. I thought that you would really like this.
I know. Let's get it.
Okay, here's the full question. I am a modern, independent, successful woman with a healthy sexual appetite. So you would think that I'd be able to easily maintain a friends with benefits relationship, but that could not be further from the truth. How does one successfully maintain a friends with benefits relationship? So I'm going to give the male perspective.
He do be trying to come for me, you guys. And he doesn't try to. Okay. And that used to be the D like 20 years ago. Okay.
So 15. You know about this D.
Yeah,
so
I always had that.
So can you cover the female perspective on this? This is a question from a woman. I'm going to cover the male perspective and why.
They're going to try to call her a hoe. Can we say that word?
Well, you just did. You probably
it's
can.
It's a Gordon too.
I don't know if you can say that or not, D, but you gonna say what you want to say. So I don't know. It does not matter. But people think that this is every man's dream, and in a way, it is every man's dream.
But it's not.
But the men are pulling out of these relationships, these arrangements, and I'm going to explain why. Because
they're not in control.
What this woman's question is why can't I maintain these relationships, which to me means the men are pulling out, which we need to get into what it takes in order for a man to be on board with continuing. And so D, if you
enjoys it in the beginning, and then if they make a phone call, hey, I'm coming through. Nah, babe, you can't come through. You can't pull that on me. You need to give me 24-hour notice. And a matter of speaking, I gotta let you go because I have company. Oh, he hits the roof on that. And okay. I'm just telling you because this was happening to me.
Okay,
15,
don't go too deep into
ago.
it, D.
15, 20 years ago.
So the D. The D has had some of these relationships successfully.
Yeah, no.
Okay, do not explain why yet. We're gonna get into that. Okay, so that is our question of the day. D, what is your check-in?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay,
Ooh,
so
tell us. You need to update us on the New Year's resolution workout goal.
oh, those are terrible.
Okay, don't update us on that
No, we're not
until it's
gonna.
better.
We're not, exactly. No negativity. This is a no negativity zone. Nothing but positive vibrations.
Right. Okay, so what are you excited about?
I'm so excited that I wondered, did my mom have this type of excitement when her grandchildren did, different things and everything? Like, I'm so excited. The twins, one started work today at Quick Trip.
Oh, a Quick Trip.
Yes.
Quick Trip pays well, I believe.
Yes, they do.
Don't they?
Yes.
Okay.
They pay like almost $20.
I didn't know they
an
hired
hour.
kids though.
He goes to Ward High School, so that gives you
A
another
little-
oomph.
uh-huh,
Yeah, if you go to like a Catholic or a private school,
What do they
then
pay the kids?
he's getting paid like $18.50 an hour, and
Can
this
you
is his first
imagine?
job.
Can you imagine?
At 16,
no. At 16, I made $3.35 an hour. That's what
$3.35 an
minimum wage
Hold
was
on.
back in the day.
I was 21 at my first job. No, at my first job, I think I made $7.31, and I was working at the welfare office.
That's a real job.
That was a real job, and I was making $7.31.
What
I try to
was-
make myself remember that all the time.
What
that
was wrong
a real,
with the welfare office?
No, that was. I mean, inflation wasn't that high. Just think about it. You could buy a brand new car for like $5,000.
That is still crazy, though.
You could buy a brand new car for $5,000.
That's true. Well, I remember making $3.35 an hour, and as a waiter, I made $2.01 an hour at Red Lobster, because you're supposed to be getting tips.
And you wasn't getting that many tips.
Old people come into Red Lobster during the day, and they don't tip.
They don't tip. And they sure wasn't tipping you, because we got to remember that we were in the 80s, early 90s.
Right? Let me tell
We
you.
still had a lot of racism.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of racism.
Right.
Then, a lot.
Because it was old people. I was working the lunch shift. Every item on the lunch menu was like $5 or $6.
$5.99.
Yes, and so even
You
the
couldn't even go to there.
15%.
You can't even go to Red Lobster and get nothing for less than $20 now.
Right.
So you're understanding.
Right.
Yeah.
So back in the day, yeah. So tell him congratulations. He has a
Yes.
good paying job.
Yes,
There
he
are grown
does.
people. What is minimum wage right now in this state? Seven
And
something?
$7.50 in the state of Kansas, $12 in the state of Missouri.
What? Are you sure, D?
I own a company. I own a company in Kansas and a company in Missouri. I have to know these things.
Wow. So
That is a big jump.
He is above minimum wage in both states. This is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be a good summer for him.
Oh yeah.
Could you talk to him about saving and investing?
We already done that.
He
They already
needs-
do. They already
he-
do that.
Does he buy stock?
No, the other twin does. He
Okay.
doesn't buy.
Okay.
He just into saving.
He
the
just wants to save.
Yeah, the other twin don't save. He invests.
Okay.
And this one don't do anything but save. Look, he just sent me a doggone Facebook.
Interesting.
No, he sent me a Cash App thing
To buy some stock.
for him.
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that. But I
You
remember.
can give stock to people through Cash App.
I mean, it was like
What?
really weird.
Wait a minute. Hold up. So what is he buying?
Look, I don't know what he's buying, but look,
Hold up, because I need to know.
Nicholas Williams. Look what
Wow,
it says
D,
about
your
him.
nails are clear.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
You got see-through. The D got see-through
See-through
nails
nails.
on right now. D, you trying
And
to
I
take
don't
it
like
to a
'em.
whole nother level.
You see what he did?
What did he say to buy?
Nothing. He
I'm
wanted-
not buying Burger King.
See, there you go talking my business. What I had this morning, which is one of the reasons why I have not met my
Is
goal.
Burger King doing well?
No.
Then why
Look.
you buy it?
Investing request approved. He just asked me for some money for an investment request.
Oh, he's asking for money to invest.
Yeah.
Okay, he hasn't chosen a particular stock.
He has a portfolio.
Okay, is it doing well?
I try not to get in his money business because when you get into his money business, that one, oh yeah, it's doing really well. Don't you want to contribute?
I need to know.
So
Yeah, I need
I
to
will give you
know
his
what
number.
he is investing in and
he's
how well it's
leaving.
doing, and then I'm gonna give him some tips.
that'd be really good. He's leaving Sunday for KU for the whole month of June because he's do.
What they doing?
I don't know. He's going to KU.
Some type of summer.
Enrichment. He got
that's great.
approved for that.
Okay.
Something, yeah. And then the other one goes for July.
So the D is a very, very proud.
Yes, I am.
Not granny. She ain't granny.
I'm honey.
She's a very proud honey. Speaking of
Yes.
grannies, though.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
I'm not done
go ahead.
yet.
Go ahead.
And
Go
then
ahead.
my mini me, she just got invited.
That's the grandbaby.
That's the granddaughter.
That's living in the
only
home.
one. Yeah, the only one.
Uh-huh.
And she
You only
just,
got one granddaughter?
3 boys and 1 girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just got invited by the high school cheerleading team to come to cheerleading camp because they have been watching her, because she's a dancer and stuff. So they have been watching her.
Wow.
And they invite her to come to the high school cheerleading camp because she's going to be in the middle school next year and they have cheerleading. But she will had a special invitation to come and do a cheerleading camp with the high school girls. So I'm just like,
Oh,
wow,
that's great.
a honey moment.
Yeah, so the grandkids are going to have a really good summer.
Yes, they are.
This is great. You got 2
And bugging
grandkids
me.
in the house, don't you?
No, just one.
Just
Just
one.
one. Just one.
Okay. I thought you had one
No.
of the twins. You
No.
don't have one of the twins. Okay, you got the granddaughter. Okay. What's your next check-in, D?
That's it.
Okay, I got to check in about grannies. Nadine is going to become a granny in
And
October.
what you gonna call a poppy? I'm that daddy's poppy.
Sashi Boo's going to become an aunt.
Auntie, congratulations. Which one?
Well, Ian, our son
Okay.
Ian, he done got somebody knocked up.
Okay, that's not the nice
And
way to say.
The baby's coming in October.
Are they together?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a positive.
Okay.
At least they're together. Yes.
Yeah,
For
there's
right
more
now.
to that story.
But
I'll
you
tell
know,
you off the air.
Once again, this is all positive vibration.
right.
Positive.
So yeah, so a
Yeah, because you
grandbaby's
might get
coming.
in trouble when you die.
Because I was about to keep it I was about to speak the unspeakable.
But are you at least excited though a little bit?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Yeah.
It's always nice to bring another life into the world.
Yeah, well, okay. Yes.
Positive vibrations.
We'll go with that. We'll go with
Positive
that.
vibes. Positive.
Yeah, to our listeners, I don't disagree with the D, but
She should have went to the abortion clinic.
It's okay. No, I would never say that. No, I would say they probably should have used condoms. Like, but once the baby's
maybe
made,
did.
once the baby's made, like,
It's a done deal.
bring on the baby.
Bring on the baby.
Bring
Okay.
on the baby. Okay, so here's my
But
check-in.
some people do get pregnant off the condom stuff too.
It happens on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
D, this is not a when people are using condoms and getting pregnant, it's because they're improperly using condoms. I cannot tell you how many teenage male clients that when we get to healthy sexuality and safe sex, the ridiculous things that they say and how they think using condoms is not as easy as what it's not as easy for teenagers as what adults think that it is. Teenagers oftentimes screw up the use of condoms. Oh, yes. Well, and let's talk about this for just a quick second. One of the most common mistakes that they make is teenagers, their ego will tell them to go buy Magnum-sized condoms.
Oh, okay. I know where this story is going
and
to.
put it on that 14-year-old penis.
And they need to be on Pee-wees.
That condom goes flying off.
You know what? I had a situation.
That condom goes flying off so fast.
You know what? My children told me to stop sharing so much. But I do have a condom story, but I'm not going to share.
You got to speak the unspeakable.
No,
Tell your kids.
No, I'm not going to keep that one to myself.
It's that bad?
It was that bad, yeah.
Okay.
As an adult, too. I wasn't a child. I was an adult.
Okay, so your point is grown folks can have problems with this
Yeah.
also.
It's mishaps that happen with that.
Mishaps.
Also. Mishaps. Let's call mishaps. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But I was in my younger 30s,
So-
maybe. Yeah, because I was divorced at 25. So it was late 20s, early 30s.
I want parents, it's not enough to provide your kids with condoms. You need to literally show your kids how to use a condom.
Get the banana out.
I don't care what you use, a banana, something.
Cucumber.
Cute. Yeah.
Cucumber
Actually,
might be
don't
better.
use the cucumber because that's why the heathens are buying magnum-sized condoms.
No, you can get the get
you
the
might want to
organic
use
one.
a pencil.
If you get the organic ones, they're smaller.
Use an ink pen to show your kid. Listen,
You wrong for that one.
a banana would probably be the most.
Speaking of Unspeakable
A
with
banana
JP
would
and Stacy D.
The D said use a banana. A banana would be most appropriate, but you have to show your kids how to handle a condom because they oftentimes they tear them and they
Put
put
'em on
holes
backwards.
in them. They will go to put it on and be putting it on the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have pre-ejaculatory fluid, okay, because some males have pre-ejaculatory fluid.
That's if she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. You will get pre.
And not everybody has it, but what happens
Everybody I
is
know has.
when the young man goes to put the condom on and it doesn't go on, he flips it. Okay, if he flips it over to then put it on, the pre-ejaculatory fluid is now on the outside of the condom. If it is not a condom that is spermicidally lubricated, there's swimmers on the outside
So
of
they
the
don't
condom.
put it on and then they took it off?
No.
Oh,
they
when
go
they try to put it
they
on
go
the
to put it
beginning
on.
and they already have
Mr.
some.
Walker, where your
have
bananas
some.
at?
We don't have
Okay.
any bananas.
Where your
But-
cucumbers?
Okay, listen. We
Here's
got
the
that
ink pen for the teenagers.
Okay.
They go to
So-
put it on. It
and then
doesn't
don't
go on because it's backwards. So then they flip it over.
Oh, that's
Because
not
they
good.
can't believe they about to even get some. So they so excited. They fumbling around and they flip it over. The pre-ejaculatory fluid is now on the other side of the condom.
and going up inside the woman.
So get your kids spermicidally lubricated condoms to kill the sperm.
Not the ones from the health department, because the health department ones are not like that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. They're not a lot more expensive. Come on, people, pull it together. Get the right condoms for your heathens.
Or either have a
Because
baby.
Your heathen, or you're gonna have a grandbaby. Your heathen does not know how to just, and so they're rough with the condom, and because they're excited. They like, is she really? She gonna give me some of this? Ooh, she gonna give me some
Usually
of this?
it's the lady supposed to do it. That's like helping with the
We're talking about
foreplay.
teenagers. Teenagers aren't having foreplay, D. They're just screwing. And so
I'm trying to remember back.
grabbing, because D, you can't remember.
I can't remember.
You've been having sex for so long. D,
My oldest is 40, so
the D
it's
got
been
40
going on for
years of
41
sexual
years.
experience.
I think I need to be a teacher now.
D,
What?
this is serious business.
I know. Okay, come on.
The kids are tearing the condoms. They're flipping the condoms. The condoms too big. They get Magnum because their
need
ego
it.
tells them that that's what they
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
And they put it on and they get in and it's flying off and all the
gets stuck.
semen this inside is all, and they look opening her up trying to find the condom. It turns into a situation. Parents,
does.
stop just providing your heathen with condoms. They need instruction, because the health department used to get the bananas and all that out, and they would actually teach, like, hey, this is how it's done.
So be a better parent than I was, because that's exactly what I did with my boys
You
and
just
my girls.
threw the condoms
I
at
threw
them,
the
hit them in
condoms.
the head, and told them go forth and good luck.
Yeah, because I said if you have any children before you got out of high school, you're going to have to drop. I think I did scare straight. You're going to have to drop out of high school. I'm not buying any Pampers. You're going to use cloth diapers. I mean, I did scare. They're going to have 2 outfits.
Well, and none of your kids had
Not a one.
Right.
Not a one.
So you know,
must have worked.
You must have handled it okay, because you did not become a honey.
I was well into my 30s.
There you go. All right. So, okay. So here's my check-in, because that wasn't even a check-in. I don't even know how we ended up talking
I
about.
ain't got no condoms either.
I don't know how we ended up talking about teenagers and the condoms. But here's my check-in. This is cute. Okay, so I had gotten, my baby had woke up. My son, she's 4. And I had gotten her little lap tray out so that she could have breakfast in bed, right? And I got the lap tray out and went and got her breakfast.
When was the last time that Nadine had breakfast in bed?
She was out in the streets at that point. Okay, this woman was up and gone.
And you're going to need to
And she quit
babysit on
running-
Saturday,
and she
too.
quit-
Are
and
you
she quit running
babysitting
the
Saturday
streets.
morning?
I'm getting. Oh, hold up. We didn't talk about. Our listeners have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, hold on. Before you get into it, let me tell this real quick, and then we're gonna talk about what we all going to be doing on Saturday. Okay. So I walked in the room and I'm mumbling to myself, talking to myself. Okay, and I just said, "This girl is 4 years old and she's getting served breakfast in bed like she the Queen of England." And so my baby says, "Would you say, Daddy?" And I said, "Nothing, baby." She said, "Yes, you did, Daddy."
Ooh.
What'd you say? Who you checking? Who you checking?
But how? No,
But I didn't say that.
This is our modern. This is our modern parent, because she needs to use her voice. Yes,
So,
you did. What did you say?
She used her voice. I said, "Nothing, baby." I said, "I need, I was just, Daddy was talking to himself." So then she says, "I need my face washed, Daddy. And I need the crusties gone."
Okay. And what did you do?
I gave her breakfast. And then I got the washcloth
Modern
so that she
parenting.
could wash her face and get the crusties. And I was trying to wipe her face, and she said, "Let me do it, Daddy. Let me do it." Because apparently I wasn't doing it right.
The same problem we had with the combing of the hair. I think we
My
got to
baby's
get
hair
some-
look good today. My baby's hair, it takes a while, but I mean, it gets done. The job gets done. Okay. Nadine was gone getting a massage at this point. Okay. Because my wife liked to pamper herself.
I know
Speaking
that's
of
right.
pampering, Saturday,
Yes.
previously on the show, the D disclosed that she's like a diva, running out, getting injections for energy.
Yes.
Okay. And we're not talking about, for those of you who are, see, I just made it sound like you using some street drug or something.
No street drugs.
Intravenously. D, what is the injection? Remind the viewers.
It's all vitamins and nutritions. A lot of times that we don't get in food, especially myself when I'm on the run all the time and don't have time to make my lunch, or because I might leave home at 7 and not get back till 10 at night.
Okay. And so the D gets these injections that boost your energy level.
Oh, most definitely.
For how long? A week, 2
I
weeks?
usually do it like for every 6 weeks. 6
Oh,
to
that's
8
a
weeks.
long time. Okay, and so what we had talked about on the show is that this is something that my wife needs. And so she is going Saturday, and she wants me to get something else that they offer, vitamin B, D, one of them vitamin. They apparently
of
they got
vitamin-
vitamin
a lot of
shots.
Basically, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Why can't I just take the pill? Why? What's the
Because
shot about?
when it's an IV, it's just going right on up into your zoop.
Okay, so it's more potent.
Yes, it's more potent and it's going right into your blood system.
Okay, so she has chosen something that I'm supposed to do, and what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back on the show. I'm going to talk about whether or not my wife has.
How did
more.
she like her shot last? I forgot to ask her. How did she like her shot? Because she went and got a shot Saturday. Is she still real tired?
Yes. That's, I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
I think she's still tired. She need what you've been getting.
It most definitely is a pickup.
Right. She needs what you've been getting. All right. Mental health and illness in the news. This is a wonderful story that is in alignment with what we just got through talking about with the teenagers and the condoms and the sex.
Okay.
Teen pregnancies. This is wonderful news.
Is that a low?
Teen pregnancies are down by 3%.
That's good.
Since 2021, which is an all-time historical
That's
low.
really good.
It has been falling for the last 3 decades.
Oh, wow.
The birth rate for those over the age of 45 has increased 1 birth per 1,000 people for the first time in a decade.
Won't have
The
to worry about me.
teenagers are waiting. See, that's
No, they're not waiting.
hold on. The teenagers are waiting till they in their 40s to have kids.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They're not pregnant.
If that's,
The
we talking
teenagers
about
are
the
not knocked
research.
up.
We're gonna talk about the validity of the research.
The validity of the research.
Yes.
No, they were just saying, they were just looking at both populations.
Right.
What they were saying is that more and more people are in their 30s and 40s
40s,
before
yeah.
they start having kids.
That's
and
true.
those 45 and older, see, this speaks to me and my wife because we was in our late 40s when we had our Sashi Boo. Okay. I was a little later in the 40s than my wife, but neither here nor
But the
there.
thing about it is that JP, I think that you're most definitely is a better parent than you would have been in your 20s. Because in your
Absolutely.
20s, you would have been hustling, bustling, and trying to get the bag and not being able to have the.
All of that.
I mean, because that's one of the things that my children, you know, they say what they want to say, but then they do their disclosure is that, Mama, we're really happy you're the best mother in the world, but we wish that we would have had more time with you when
Right.
we were younger. Yeah. I'm like,
Because you was hustling.
I
and
was hustling. I was going to school, kicking it, working a job and a half. Where y'all going to fit in? Which they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
What?
this is good. I'm really proud of our teenagers.
But you're going to go on that part.
They're
It's-
at an all-time
It's JP
low.
and Stacy D speaking of Unspeakable with us. And I don't think that they're waiting. You know what it is?
They're not pregnant. You
You
I'm
know
not
what it
saying they're
is?
not having sex. They're
Oh,
probably
okay.
having sex. We
With
just
the
talked
same-
about them messing
Yeah.
up the condoms.
No, what they're doing is it's more same-sex relationships. And you can't get pregnant with same-sex relationships. That's what it is.
There is more openness
Yes.
there is more openness with same-sex relationships, and this is Pride Month, by the way. This is Pride Month.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. But I don't think there's enough of that to decrease.
It is. When my granddaughter of 12 years old, her friends go together.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Her girlfriends, her girlfriends go together and stuff like that.
Okay, but what about the males?
They're doing it also.
Okay. I don't think, I hear what you're saying, D. I don't think, because I still see a lot of teenagers. I don't think that there's enough teenagers engaging in bisexuality to account for this drastic decrease in teen
I
pregnancies.
do believe that because
I
in
think
the last
teenagers
10
are
years,
just being more responsible, D. I
no,
thought D,
no.
you said we was doing positivity today. Why we can't give
we
the
are-
teenagers,
okay,
you
it's more
got two
positive.
teenage grandkids, why we can't give the teenagers credit? Maybe they're just being more responsible, D. Maybe, I ain't talking about the ones that I was talking about who's flipping condoms, okay? Not talking about them. I'm talking about the other teenagers.
Okay, we're going to take it. Positive vibes.
They're being more
Positive
responsible.
Vibes. Positive vibes.
Here's what I want our listeners and viewers to do. Have some conversations with your teenagers. You should be having conversations with your teenagers about sex anyway.
Yes.
As-
And doing drugs.
Definitely talk about drugs. But have discussions with them about whether or not they are sexually active, and have discussions about whether or not they are practicing safe sex. Talk to them to get their views on pregnancy, because then you will be able to assess how it is that you are not a grandparent yet. Like, ask your kid, why am I not a grandparent? And they should be able to tell you. Now, if the D is right, they'll say, well, because, you know, we the same sex and we can't get knocked up. But I really think the majority of them are going to say, we're being responsible, because teenagers, and here's my thought, teenagers are more open to bisexuality as opposed to just homosexuality. And so, yes, they might be experimenting and trying out, you know, same-sex relations, D, but that does not mean that these young girls are not playing with penises and these young boys are not playing with vaginas. They playing with them. They doing things.
Also, the difference also is that the young ladies are able to go to the doctor and get their own birth control now too. They don't have to have their parent, and they can go to the health department without a parent. So, okay.
And I think more,
I see your point a little bit with that. We're going to do a couple of numbers with that also.
More modern parents are more open to their kids being on birth control because they don't want to become grandparents. They're like, don't bring home a baby to this house.
Exactly. Because 5 times, 50% of the time, even if it is a boy, you might end up with the baby too.
Right. It's at an all-time low.
And that's good. I'm really happy about that.
For 3 decades, teenagers have been decreasing the numbers of teen pregnancies.
You know, we don't even have a teen high school anymore in USD 500.
Mother High?
Yeah, that's gone.
Well, because pregnant kids just go to school with everybody else.
Right.
Which, I don't know if that's, I don't know. That's a whole nother debate. Whether or not that's a good idea, bad idea, I don't know. I was concerned about the safety behind it, but
exactly.
I guess nobody's jeopardizing the safety of pregnant moms in the schools. Hopefully not. Hopefully.
We hope they're not.
You know. Okay. Here is, I have another quick check-in about.
Come on.
Well, I have 2, and we only have time for 1. And I'm trying to figure out which one.
Any, many, money, money.
Here is, well, the Little Mermaid came out.
I know my granddaughter went to go see it this
and
weekend.
It's great.
It's a black one. It's a black mermaid.
Little black Ariel. Her name is Halle Bailey. The name of the mermaid is Ariel, not Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey is the actress's name who's playing Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And if you take your kids to see it, take them to see it in 3D. This was Sashi's very first movie in a movie theater. We didn't know if she was going to turn that mother out or not. But
so it kept her attention.
She can be loud.
Good.
My baby can be loud.
She get it from her mama and her daddy.
She get it from her mama.
And her daddy.
Whatever, D. But she was very well behaved in the movie theater. Very well behaved.
I mean, she enjoyed it, so that's a good thing.
She enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I want to address some stupid criticisms of the movie, though.
Oh, goodness, as always.
There's some stupid criticisms that we shouldn't teach our girls to give up their voice and power to get a man. Here's my response to that.
Maybe I need to go see The Mermaid.
The mermaid, remember, she gets tricked by the witch, the sea witch, and in order to get legs so that she can go get her man, okay? Because she's like, I got a man up there.
Right.
And he a prince.
She fell in love.
I want my man.
You know how I feel about love.
So we know how you feel about love, D. The D's are romantic.
I am.
So the sea witch was like, I give you legs to go get your man, but you're going to have to give up your voice. You're not going to be able to talk to the fool. And you better get him to kiss you.
Was that something different?
No, this is old school Little Mermaid.
Let me see. My daughters is 34 and 35. I haven't looked at The Mermaid in a long time.
Your grandbabies didn't look at the Little Mermaid?
They went Saturday. She went Saturday. That's not my responsibility. I know my role as a honey.
You better take the babies to the show, D.
No, only if it's something I want to see. The boys messed me up when it was a Lego City stuff. Have anybody went to a Lego? You went to see Lego City? That was ridiculous.
We don't have time. We don't even have time to talk about Lego City.
Yeah, it was stupid, and that's why I said I'm not taking no one else's movies anymore. Wasting my money.
Listen, D, this debate here, my response to
It
this
was a
is
movie.
one, The Little Mermaid. This is a old children's story.
Yes, it's very old. I didn't even know she couldn't talk.
Written in a different era. It wasn't written in an era where, you know,
I guess-
we don't want to teach little girls
How
to
come we just
give
can't
up
leave
their
some
voice
things
and,
like it is?
and what's a woman's role? Right.
Just leave
because-
some and just enjoy it. It's for enjoyment.
I don't think, and I'm glad that they didn't change the story.
Mm-hmm.
And here's something else to think about. Little girls are not watching this movie and thinking about a woman's role in a relationship and the power dynamic. And
It was
"Ooh,
a happily ever after
she's-
ending.
Right.
That's all it
They're
was.
not thinking, oh, she symbolically gave up her voice and her power to get a man and she subsided. This is so stupid when people overanalyze children's stories. It's a children's story, people, and it's written for children. And if you get into the mindset of a child's
Just for
brain,
to enjoy.
they are just enjoying this cartoon, this movie.
Enjoying.
That's it.
That's
So
it.
back up off of Ariel, okay? And she got her voice back.
She did, yeah.
And
What,
she
he had to
got her
kiss
man.
And it was a win-win situation. she doing better than me. I'm finna stop talking. She got her man.
All
What's
right.
his name? Prince Charming? What was his name?
It
That
wasn't
was
Charming.
Cinderella.
I
What was
don't know
his
which
name?
prince was charming, but it wasn't this.
Cinderella was Prince Charming.
This one's name was Prince Eric.
Prince Eric. Okay, Prince Eric, I'm waiting on you. I'm not speaking anymore.
Okay, here we go. Let's get to the question of the day. If we get done soon, which I don't think is going to take a lot of time to get through this question of the day. If we get done soon, I'm going to do a bonus mental health and illness in the news because, something unfortunate happened. Okay, so question of the day. Once again, I'm a modern, independent, successful woman with a healthy sexual appetite. So you would think that I'd be able to easily maintain a friends with benefits relationship, but that could not be further from the truth. How does one successfully maintain a friends with benefits relationship? D, you addressed it from a perspective that is different from the perspective I addressed it from, that I'm going to address it from. Your perspective is it sometimes will fail because the man wants it when he wants it, and it's a
He
friends
wants to
with.
be in control.
And so if the woman is not available,
Oh, that's when it hit the fan.
that's when it hits the fan.
Because it's all right for him to think it's friends with benefits, but she needs not to have any more friends with benefits. They are just friends with benefits and no relationship ties.
That's not a friends with benefits relationship if she can only have sex with him.
But that's what he thinking it is. It's friends with benefits is we do not have a title. We kick it with each other. If you need me to help you do something, I got you. Da 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 da. But we're not in a relationship. I can see who I want to see. This is the man. I can see who I want to see. But when he finds out that somebody else is getting the cookie, he gets in his feelings about that.
Okay, and so our advice to women in that situation is early on at the beginning of this arrangement, because this is an arrangement.
Yes, it is.
I'm using the term relationship very loosely here. This is an arrangement.
Loosely. It's an
people.
arrangement.
Make it clear up front. Hey,
And you do.
I can also see whoever I want to see. You can also see whoever you want to see.
But it's an ego
You
thing.
don't own me, nor
Do
this
I own
vagina.
you? But it's an ego thing because he's going to think that he's putting it down so tough, so bad that you ain't going to want nothing else but him.
That person is not a good candidate for a friends with benefits relationship.
But he think he is because he wants to go out there and have some fun.
But she needs to know that he's not.
Exactly.
When you lay out all of the guidelines early on, that you have the freedom to see other people, and he does too, If he's not willing to comply with that, then let him know you're not ready for a true
He's
friends with
gonna say
benefits
yes.
relationship.
He's gonna say yes because in his mind, the friends with benefits relationship is really just a one-way street. He don't think it's a highway going both ways.
But that's why she needs to address that.
I did. I'm sure she have.
Okay.
And that's the reason why she's having the problem.
If you address it early on, and he agrees, but then he breaches the contract.
We got contracts.
Okay, he breaches
He
the contract.
breaches the contract.
If he breaches the contract, just end the relationship.
And that's the reason why
That's
she's
it.
where she's at now.
Well, that could be the case. Now, keep in mind,
that was the
I see
D's
a lot of
case.
single women in therapy, so I'm about to present a whole nother perspective other than that which the D is presenting.
Oh, let me hear.
But I like what you're saying. It is important on both ends for the man and the woman to say, what does our friends with benefits relationship agreement, rather, what does it look like? The D is saying, watch out, because somebody might agree to something that they don't really mean, and then they try to switch up the rules midstream. And at that point, once you identify that, it's time to address it and say, listen, I need you to get in alignment with what we initially agreed to, or you got to go. Period. Okay. What other thoughts do you have, D? Before I run down my thoughts.
I don't know. I just interjecting your thoughts.
Okay. Here are my thoughts on this.
Oh, do we have someone else trying to come in with a thought?
Oh, the professor.
Hold.
The professor has some thoughts
The
on friends
professor
with
has
benefits.
a thought. Come on, can you
Professor.
get in? Come on.
Professor, what are your thoughts
The
on
professor
this?
has a thought. Wait a minute, we gotta get the professor in. Where are you?
We
gotta get the
we can't see
professor
the
in.
professor.
We can't see him.
Hold on.
There he
we
is.
go.
Woo!
Professor. The professor is in the house, and he has some thoughts on purely sexual relationships.
Now hold on, hold on, because I'm to give you a time limit, because you'll go on and on and on and on. You have 5 minutes to say what you want to say, because we have some other things we're gonna have to say about this.
The D.
JP has to get his stuff. Okay, you guys, this is our first time having the professor on the show, and we have to put these limits on with him. Okay, no, you do be on just. We can only
question at a time, and then I'm gonna let you in.
Okay, come on,
Okay,
come on,
go
come
ahead,
on,
Professor.
Come on,
What if
professor.
the male and the female both agree?
Oh, okay, we can't hear you.
What if both male and female agree, but one of the other women, now he has to tell them also, right? Now, what if she wants more possession of the man, don't want to share with the other woman?
Right. Because
Now that's going to cause some problems. Or
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. But, he flipped it, everyone. He just flipped it.
Well,
He flipped it on
because
the D.
the professor has a point. He's saying, because you are presenting that the man might start tripping if the woman wants to sleep with other people, but the professor's saying that the woman might start tripping, and I have seen that with clients, where the woman starts tripping because the man is spending time with other women and spending less and less time with her.
But it's supposed
He's
to be a
spending more and
friends-
more time
No.
with his
friends with
other
benefits
friends
with
with benefits.
benefits.
No, I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about the other women he might be seeing. The other women he might be seeing. I'm saying the man and the woman, they got a total agreement.
Right.
It's cool.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But what if one of the other women, she starts trouble with the woman that he has agreement with? Because
Okay.
she wants.
Oh.
See, she get mad, and she might not really want him all to herself, but she just don't want that other woman to.
Right.
She don't.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a-
Here's
See,
my
and
suggestion
tires
on
could
that.
get flattened, and
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I wish
I'm
she
just saying.
would.
I'm just saying. Okay, now see how you.
What?
But you see what I'm saying?
Hey,
but
we
you see
out-
how?
let the best one win.
Yeah. See,
Listen.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, here's my suggestion for those situations. One, in a friends with benefits arrangement, you don't need to be telling all your other friends about the other friends that you have arrangements
And
with.
it's really messy if a man is doing that. Women are supposed to
messy.
How can she?
Women shouldn't do it. And men shouldn't
Because
do it.
guess what?
Nobody's tires should end up getting cut
Exactly.
because this woman's mad that she's sharing the man, and I'm gonna slice the tires. Early on in the arrangement, also make it clear that we have to have some confidentiality, because when you
Yes,
think
most
about
definitely.
it, you should have some confidentiality with these agreements anyway.
When it's your turn, it's your
Why
turn.
did-
When it's not, it's not.
Everybody does not need to know
The
that you are
business.
having a purely sexual arrangement with somebody.
Okay, but now my dad probably got away with this a long time ago. But
He
with
had-
technology,
was he-
but
There
with,
was
but with
not
he was married.
Facebook.
But with technology,
There was not Facebook. I promise you.
He had friends with benefits.
Yeah, he probably had
Yeah.
a whole nother,
he had some
yeah, a whole
kids.
nother
With,
family.
he had some more
Did
kids
the
that he didn't want to
women-
talk about.
Did the women start tripping?
Not that I know of.
No, because times were different then.
Back then, it was different.
Okay.
So everything was
taking
secret.
care of
But I'm
two
saying
hands.
with technology, I mean, if you get somebody's phone, don't find somebody's number, because all you got to do is Google it, and you can see if his car is sitting there.
That's true too.
And these phones, because I was listening to
You know you only
Jay
have 5
Anthony.
minutes now.
Jay Anthony, when he was talking about, man, it's putting players out of business, this technology.
But see, now we're crossing over into cheating.
Yeah,
type
that's
no,
of
but I'm not
situation.
saying cheating. If you're not telling her, then she
But
might
you
get
should
mad.
be able to tell her, because
Yeah,
it's friends,
friends
with
with
benefits.
benefits.
But
you should.
I'm talking about the other ones.
Everybody, you should. If you are
Okay.
having friends
Okay.
with benefits
I'm telling you.
arrangements, you should be able
We getting some
to be totally open.
hold on. We
Is that
got
a
some
caller?
comments.
Yeah, one of the comments is, if you can't share your toys, don't play.
Which
like
is exactly
that.
what I'm saying. You should be
Yes.
able to be totally open with whoever you have the friends with benefits arrangement and say, listen, I got other friends.
I have other friends.
If you got a problem with me having other friends,
just cannot drop
you
by
and
my
I
house.
cannot have this arrangement. There should,
Every
you
time
shouldn't
you
have-
call, I may not answer the phone. I mean,
Right.
it's
You
just,
should not have to be
Yes.
secretive. It's like
Yes.
dating, and not what young people call dating, which is actually a committed relationship. The true
We
definition of
kicking it.
dating is going out on dates with different people. As a single person, I was
Mm-hmm.
always open and saying, I'm dating other people, and you
Yes.
need to be doing the same.
You need to be doing the same.
Because for me, if a woman stopped dating other people and was only dating me, and I'm still dating other people, it was time for her to go, because she is starting to move in the direction of a relationship.
And that's not what you're
She's
wanting.
wanting to be committed. She's weeding out all the other. That's not okay. She needed to be dating other people. Now, most men, women would complain that most men are not secure enough within themselves to actually encourage a woman to date other people. I never had problems with insecurity.
Y'all hear JP talk that stuff, JP.
I'm not insecure. And so for me, I was like, no, for me it's a problem if she's not dating other people. But for people who are having these friends with benefits arrangements, which isn't exactly
Totally
dating,
different.
it is showing up and having sex. It's not
and
dinner
hold on. And fixing
and
my
a
gutters.
movie.
Bringing my refrigerator over to the house.
D, that's
What?
not friends with benefits.
Yes, that's the benefit.
Oh, those are the benefits.
It's
Okay.
a whole lot of benefits other than putting it down.
Does it turn into going out on dates?
Every once in a while.
That
but
ain't
not
friends
really.
with benefits.
Yes, it is.
Because y'all starting to date.
No, we can
And
do
then
dates.
people gonna start catching feelings.
No. Because we know how all this is. I have other people too. Because my thing about it is, can you do it? Yes or no? No, I ain't going to be able to do it. Okay, don't worry about it. I got other friends. Okay, bye, click.
Got other friends.
I got other friends.
Okay. I am,
And
because
sometimes you might want to go out to the movies with a friend, and it might want to be a male friend. It might be a good movie. Or you might want to go to a concert with a friend.
Which is
Yeah.
dating.
No,
Yes.
that's not dating. That's friends with a
I
benefit.
think that's another level.
That's another level. It's
I am
levels to
talking.
this.
I am talking about purely sexual relationships that is not
See,
including dating.
okay.
It is just
No.
sex.
See,
We
I'm
live
from
in a
the
time
old
where
school.
people are able to get on the internet and go out and have sex with somebody, a total stranger, and never see them again. So we live in a time where there are purely sexual relationships. I'm not talking about dating and dating
See,
openly.
and see, I'm not with that, because I truly believe that
You ain't with people just having sex, D?
And
No,
your
because I have to get benefits.
your
My
comment
benefits-
from the side says, "Sorry, not an arrangement for all." So it says
And that's true.
not a relationship was always what they put down first, but they said no, it means it's not an arrangement for all. No judgment.
no judgment.
Right.
I like
Because
that.
D, you're saying you actually can't handle this modern approach
No, 'cause
to friends
I'm
with
just-
benefits.
I'm
You want
just-
somebody to take you out to dinner.
No, you don't have to do that.
You want other benefits.
But I want other benefits because Pastina is grade A. Ching ching. And I'm just not giving her out to anybody.
But that's the benefit. The
What's
sex,
the benefit?
when they say friends
because
with
in the
benefits.
because in the beginning they can't even put it down like that. They got to understand your body.
D, you're adding other benefits for a
My
purely,
gutters, going picking up my
See, these are
refrigerator,
additional benefits.
paying the man to cut my grass. Yes.
Okay.
Well,
In-
I don't know what we're talking about. How about that?
Well, you are talking about friends with benefits, but
I'm
you're
talking about old school.
you're
friends
adding
with
a whole lot of other
benefits.
benefits.
I
The-
want all the benefits.
The benefits that I am talking about
It's
is
just
the benefit
purely
of the
sex.
sex. Because
That's
we
it.
live in a time where people have purely sexual relationships. They ain't coming over and cleaning your gutters, D, and moving your freezer from one side of the garage to the
and
other.
then be saying, "What else can I do for you, D?"
Okay, let me run down. Here are my thoughts on this.
Ain't that right, Mr. Professor?
Here's my thoughts on this. One, keep in mind that men enter into these relationships because they are supposed to be low maintenance. If the sexual perks, the benefits, if the sexual perks of a relationship, it's supposed to be the sexual perks without all of the work that is required in an actual relationship. Okay? Which means it's sex that is convenient and fits in with his schedule and with her schedule when they want it, if their schedules are able to match up. Okay? So if you introduce a lot of rules and stipulations, because the D is introducing a lot of rules and stipulations. If you do that, you need to do it up front. Because if the man is okay with cleaning your gutters to get sex, then that's fine. But be aware, in these modern times, men can get on the internet and have sex, and they don't have to clean a gutter, they don't have to move a freezer, they don't have to wash a car, they don't have to do anything. So be prepared. You can take the D's advice, but you're going to end up playing with your toys.
I guess that's why the D's
and not
by
having
herself.
no penis. Right. Because, see, the D gonna have you without penis in your house, okay? Because she's trying to add all these extra benefits and work a fool to death to get some loving. And in these modern times, they don't have to do that. Men do not have to do that
well, you
anymore.
know what? These modern times must not be for the D. That's why the D's by herself.
Well, because
But I have a whole lot of people that do want that position, but they just not ready
Well-
for it. They want the D, but they really don't want what the D has to.
what the D would need to do
What do
is,
you gotta
as
do?
we were talking about earlier, early on when you are outlining the arrangement, if you want all these extra benefits the D is talking about, present it up front. Don't spring it on a man after he done laid you down. Okay? You present it up front, because there's going to be men out there who are like, okay, I want the D's loving. If I got to clean her gutters, I'm going to clean her gutters. Now, for the other men who are like, hell, for you tripping, I ain't got to do all that to get no
Bye.
sex.
Bye.
Then you say bye, and
Bye.
he say bye,
Bye.
and you part ways.
And we part ways.
Okay, here's my next thought. Don't use trickery. Don't use these relationships as a way of luring people in, hoping that you're going to end up in a romantic relationship, because it will not likely work. If mutual feelings do occur, address it and be open about how you're feeling to see if the partner is also catching feelings. If he's not, then have an honest discussion about whether or not it is in your and his best emotional interest to continue. Because if you're catching feelings and then you let him know, I'm catching feelings, or if it's the guy, he's catching feelings and he lets her know, I'm catching feelings, I'm wanting to get rid of the rest of my other friends and I just want to be with you. And if the other person is like, ooh, Feelings. We supposed to be friends with Oh Lord, you got feelings? Oh, fool, you gotta go. I ain't gonna be able to do it. End it. Because what will end up happening is just more pain and hurt because you have feelings and the other person is not reciprocating these feelings, and it turns into a situation. Okay. And so in those instances, you might want to part ways. I wish Mr. Walker would turn that thing back on. Here's my next thought. Okay. See, Professor, if you wasn't here with us, you'd be able to fix this so I could see.
I'm looking at your listing.
Oh, yeah, because, I always got a list. Here's my next suggestion. If it starts to evolve into actually dating, okay, you with the D and she want to go to a restaurant on the plaza, okay, that is a sign that it is evolving into a relationship potentially.
Oh, okay, potentially.
Potentially evolving into a relationship. Now, if you like the person and you want to be with them, then that's cool. Roll with it. If you don't, then end it. If you have a strictly friends with benefits arrangement and the other person, the other man or the other woman, whatever the case may be, starts talking about going to restaurants and going to the theater and this and that, and you are thinking this might be turned into a relationship, have an open conversation about it. Now, because it's possible that he is coming from the perspective of the D, like, no, I'm not catching feelings. I'm not trying to be in a relationship. I'm just trying to add to the benefit
and then
package.
I might enjoy just kicking it with you, but I don't like you like that.
Yeah,
though.
this is adding to the benefit package.
Benefit
now,
package.
if you're adding to the benefit package, and okay, we can go out to
That's
restaurants,
dental and health
we can go to
and life.
Right, we can go to this concert. That's okay, but it just has to be really open communication in these situations and mutual agreements. But if you can tell that this person is trying to date you because they are catching feelings, don't agree to start going to the theater and to restaurants and to concerts or wherever else. We're going to go to Hawaii. No, because you don't have feelings for the person. And so you are essentially leading them on. You would need to end it. Here's my next thought. Be careful about sharing all your deepest personal business in a friends with benefits
Because y'all not like that.
arrangement.
All that talking.
Y'all are not like that.
We're not.
That's relationship talk. And because if you are not having an attraction to this person romantically, like intimately, emotionally feeling a connection, when you start sharing all your personal business, the more we know someone on deeper personal levels, the more likely somebody is to develop feelings. And so the mistake that I oftentimes see with my female clients in these arrangements is they start pouring out all their heart and talking about things that this is not good pillow talk.
Actually, it shouldn't even really be any pillow talk.
Unless the pillow talk is about what just happened.
Exactly, and what they need to do.
What just happened physically in that bed. But all of that
Shouldn't even be
talking about your deepest feelings and you having problems on your job and your mama's sick and then you surprised that he develops feelings. But you have opened up your inner world to this person, which puts them in a position where they feel like they are beginning to truly know you. And so they want you to truly know them. So they open up and y'all sharing all this personal business. It's okay if both of you are developing feelings, but if one is not, there's no room for all that personal chit chat. Don't do all of that. Right?
I agree.
So be careful about that.
No one should be spending the night over anyone's home.
Be careful about spending too much time outside of the arrangement, outside of the benefit of intercourse. Because when you get to spending the night, that opens the door to connecting on a more intimate level, emotionally intimate, which is the deep conversations and sharing your inner world. So yes, be careful about spending the night. Now, some people spend the night, but they're spending the night because they plan on having more sex. They're like,
It's an
no,
all-nighter.
we gonna do 2-3 good rounds of this.
Okay.
That's different. But spending the night and cuddling and crying about all your life's problems,
All the cuddling and then getting up and fixing him breakfast in the morning, that's a no-no.
that's on an emotionally intimate level. And then, of course, don't get pregnant.
Well, yeah, especially if you're 40, in your late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, if you
They
in
on
your
a high.
30s
It's
and
on a
40s, if you in your 30s and 40s, do not become a statistic and get knocked up. And so
my baby daddy.
my thoughts on this, because I see both men and women in these situations, and my perspective is what you described, D, is what a mistake I'm seeing a lot of women make, is that it's not that they're becoming emotionally connected, but they start adding additional stipulations to the contract. For example, they will oftentimes begin to want sex when they want it, and the man entered into the arrangement because it's supposed to be low maintenance. And so if she's wanting sex and he's like, I gotta go pick up my nieces and nephews today, like,
Okay, don't worry about it.
you not getting love down today.
Don't worry about it.
But what I see sometimes is women will make the mistake of, well, we need to be having sex at least this many times a week.
Oh, goodness.
And if you miss one of our sessions, I need you to make it up the next week. That's
Oh,
high
that's
maintenance.
too much. That's too much.
But I see women doing this.
That's too much.
And so the man retreats because he's like,
I don't want all
this
that.
is more work than if she was my woman.
Exactly.
I got to make up for missing a session, a sex session. Men in these situations, they don't want it to be high maintenance. If they wanted something high maintenance, they would make you their girlfriend, their wife, because that's high maintenance.
It sure is.
So
That's why I
keep
used to
it
take about 4
simple.
or 5 men when I was younger. I had one I wanted to kick it with, one to put it down, one to do my house, one to do my car.
having multiple, this is actually very good advice that the D
Yeah.
just dropped. Having multiple men prevents you from putting too much expectations, pressure, stipulations, and additional factors to the agreement on one man. Because one man is like, we friends with benefits. This is supposed to be low maintenance. I'm supposed to be able to hook up with you if it fits into my schedule and it fits into your schedule. You got me working right now. I need you to have other men.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not available, I don't need you tripping with me. I didn't return your call fast enough. Why don't you have, but the other thing that you said though, the other thing you said, D, is that a lot of men cannot handle the woman having additional friends. But here's my thought. If you can't handle her, we got to wrap this up. If you can't handle her, if you can't handle her having additional men, additional friends that she's getting additional benefits from, then you need to be willing to step up to the plate and do what all 5 of them other men would do,
Or step out.
or get the hell out.
Woo.
You can't refuse to meet her needs, but then get mad at her for having other men who are able to meet her needs.
To
All
make
right.
I got one thing to say. To make a car roll, you need 4 tires. And in case one tire get on flat, you need a spare that's in the trunk.
You
All
need
right.
5 people.
Did y'all read the comment that was on there?
No, what was the comment?
It says, not every package comes with
The
premium
premium
benefits. Everyone needs to be honest and check-ins to make sure they understand the
The
arrangement.
arrangements. I like that.
I like the idea.
That
You
was
got
good.
the premium package,
The
and
basic.
then you got the base.
I want premium. Look, just like we were talking about last
The
last
D
week.
is premium
I want
package.
the diamond package.
The D want her gutters cleaned, her freezer moved. All right.
Put these floors down in my kitchen.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, D.
What?
That is a diamond package. Okay, that's our show for today. Before the D keeps adding to the package, D gonna have all these women just by themselves. That's our show for today. Thank you all for joining us. And remember, worry about nothing.
And pray about everything.
Thank you. And God bless.
Bye-bye now.